friends, and welcome to another travel journal with me. This time I visited Palma in Spain. I went with my best friend, kind of went on like a girls' holiday. We've been saying that we're going to do it for ages, so we finally booked it and off we went on our summer holiday. Now, I have been to Palma before, but this was maybe like 5 years ago, so it'd been quite a while since I'd been on kind of a summer holiday as well, with the sea and the beach. And I don't tend to go on holidays that are based around like the hotel. I usually go places where there's lots of different areas to explore, so this was just like a really nice relaxing holiday where I basically spent most of my time either sat in the pool or reading my Kindle. So I also managed to smash through quite a few books on this holiday too, which means of course there'll be more reading journal videos in the future. So for the first spread, as you saw at the start, I collected 3 different piles of ephemera, and if you've watched my How I Travel journal with me, then you'll know that I kind of get all my stuff into piles. They might be the days of the trip, or they might just necessarily be kind of events and things that I've decided to bunch together into one spread. So this page here is all about the day trip when we took a little visit to the city centre, because where we were staying, it was about 15 minutes outside from the centre, but where we were, it was really nice and chill and quiet. So I'm actually really happy that we didn't stay in the centre, which is where I stayed last time. So we got the bus there, which was a little bit scary, but we managed to be brave and we've managed to get there. It was also 38 degrees Celsius, so it was pretty roasting, which was making it a whole lot more difficult. But it was my best friend Natalie's first time visiting, so it was kind of fun showing her some of the places that I'd visited before. The Polaroid picture is from one of the big cathedrals in the city, which is kind of like the main tourist attraction, I guess. A lot of people kind of go to see that. So yeah, we took quite a few photos there, so I felt like that was the main picture that I wanted to include for this spread. So I used some vintage paper because, you know, vintage paper, especially if it's a map, is giving travel journal vibes. And then I just used some different paper scraps and ephemera to try and decorate the page a little. I also saved my bus ticket and one of the receipts from the shops that I visited, just to add a little bit more personalization to the spread, I guess. The washi tape sample as well, with the girl riding the little Vespa, I thought that was so cute, and I felt like it kind of went with the summer city kind of theme, and it's just so cute. I can't remember what brand it is because my pen pal Rookie Journal sent it to me, so you'll have to ask her where it is from. I decided to just use my brush pen to just do some lettering and just write the name of the place that we visited, as this was the first spread out of my travel journal spread, so I really wanted to obviously make it clear where I visited for future me. We actually didn't stay too long in the city centre because it was really busy, and as I said, it was absolutely boiling, so we really just wanted to get back to the pool and just cool down. But it was really nice whilst we were there, and we also drank like a giant peach iced tea to cool us down halfway through as well. I'm just decorating around the edges with some of the leftover bits from the pet tape. And the washi tape with the gold foiling, that's from BGM. And if you are ever traveling, I would always recommend just collecting tickets or any bits of papers that you pick up on your travels, because it's just really good to add them into the travel journal spreads, not just because obviously it's from the place and it helps you kind of emphasize that memory, but also it creates like a really nice texture, a bit of like a scrapbooky feel. So I just did my written journaling about this day. I used my Ferris wheel press fountain pen and I just used some brown ink, and then that was the first spread all finished. And I really like the colour tones of this. I feel like it really represents the city because everything is kind of mustardy and golden and orange, and obviously the sun is making everything a lot more golden as well. So going to show you some clips from the aquarium that we visited, and that is going to be the next spread as well. So on another day, we went and visited the aquarium. Both me and Natalie have both had fish tanks in the past, so we know quite a lot about fish and lots of different species. So it was interesting to go together because we actually were able to name lots of the fish that we spotted. I kept one of the leaflets from the aquarium because it had this really big illustration inside, which was like a really cool map of the aquarium. So I felt like it'd be a really good way to remember all the different areas and exhibitions that we could visit. I think my favourite part from the aquarium was maybe the outdoor bit. They had like, well, as you can see on the map, they had like a whole outdoor area which had like a little rehab sea turtle section as well, which was really cute. And then they had all these lily pads which had so many beautiful flowers on. And I didn't even know that you could get different coloured lily pad flowers. And then there was so many frogs hiding in there as well, so we were kind of just watching the frogs for a very long time because they were all just sunbathing on the lily pads. There was actually loads of dragonflies as well, so I just felt like it was a really cool little area to be in, and because it had so many outdoor plants, I recognised loads of ones that I've had in my house which have not survived, which was really interesting to see them kind of blooming in the wild. There was also this large waterfall area as well, which was really cool to go and walk around. You could like walk across the canopy, and again there was so many more plants. It was like being in the jungle, and they also had terrapins and some other fish around there as well. And then they had a really big koi pond as well, and the koi fish were really friendly. I definitely enjoyed the outdoor area the most. The washi tape at the bottom is from the washi tape shop. I bought it maybe like 2 years ago. I think it's in one of the autumn sets, or it's got like mushrooms and other washi tapes like that. And then I just used some different like green stickers to just try and emphasize the jungle vibe from my favorite bit of the aquarium. I also wanted to use the logo from the leaflet. I know it's not necessarily the most aesthetic, but I really wanted to include it. I felt like because I had it, I may as well just use it. And I felt like obviously the map from the leaflet had already kind of changed the aesthetic of my usual spreads, I guess, because I don't usually use cartoony things in my spreads, so it was a little bit different, but I kind of like it. It kind of reminds me of maybe some sort of like holiday journal I would have as a kid, because I did actually do a holiday journal when I went to visit France, because we had like a family member that lived there, so we used to go to the south of France in the summer and stay with them, and I used to always keep a little holiday journal from that. So I guess I used to kind of travel journal when I was a child without me even realising, so it was quite nostalgic to make this spread. So I'm just adding the written journaling into this spread, and then I had a tiny little space, so I just added a bit more of that washi tape because I didn't really know what else to put there. But here is the finished aquarium spread. I feel like definitely a little bit different. The final spread is kind of like just a general holiday spread. This isn't going to represent any certain day. This one is just kind of to remember all the times that we had by the pool and in the hotel. So this one's just kind of summing up the entire holiday. This is where I decided to use the majority of the ephemera. I got a lot of it from the hotel, and then I also printed out 2 Instax pictures. I also wanted to do kind of like a sea theme because obviously it was a summer holiday and all of the pictures and ephemera are blue or have some sort of blue in them, so I felt like I kind of had to go with a blue theme. And it's not very often I get to do sea sort of decorations or use any of my sea themed stickers. I don't have many, I only really have these ones, so I felt like it was a good opportunity for me to use some of them up. So I just started by sticking down some of the different bits of ephemera. This was a luggage tag that was on our suitcase, and then I also had a coaster from the hotel room, and then also our room number, so I added all of those on the spread. And then just kind of added all the other decorations around it. I didn't end up putting a title on this one because, as I said, it's kind of just like a sum up of everything, and I already know it's part of the travel spreads because it's kind of in the sequence of my other ones. So yeah, I just added all my little different decorations. These stickers also have some gold foiling, and you know that I love a bit of gold foiling, so I really wanted to add those on. I don't know why, but blue themes always scream travel journal with me because I guess a lot of traveling is to the sea, or I don't know, I just feel like blue reminds me of traveling. I also decided this time to not take my travel journal with me on my holiday. I just took a little notebook in case I wanted to write anything down. I didn't actually write anything down. I didn't need to, but obviously I just took it just in case, because sometimes if you're not entirely sure what to journal about when you get back, it's sometimes a good idea to just plan things out in a little notebook whilst you're on your travels. Then you could decide or just write down any things that have happened throughout the day that you don't want to forget. Now, I have mentioned previously before about an app that I use on my phone to help me with travel journaling, and it's just an app that comes with Apple. It's the Journal app, and because it kind of tracks everything I've done, all the photos I've taken, and it kind of joins them into events or days that I should journal about, I use those as prompts for my actual journaling. So if you want to see more about that, then you should watch my How I Travel journal, because I talk about it and show you the app there. But yeah, that really helps me. So that helped me to just kind of gather my thoughts and decide what different spreads I was going to do. And then that kind of influences what spreads I make or how many alongside whatever bits of ephemera I've collected on the trip. So yeah, I felt like 3 spreads was enough to cover anything on this trip because, as I said, most of the time we were just in the hotel or by the beach. So I only really did special spreads for the days where we went and did different activities. If I was on a different trip where I was maybe doing more stuff, then I would maybe make more spreads, but I would say that 3 spreads is a pretty good amount because I think I went for 5 days, so it wasn't a really long trip and there wasn't loads of things that we did. It was just very relaxing. So that's why I kind of just incorporated all of that into this one spread. For example, when I went skiing, I did a lot more spreads because I kind of did them more into days rather than different events, because each day we would do loads of different things. So there was a lot to talk about in my travel journal, and I took way more photos as well. Whereas on this trip, I was more just focusing on relaxing, because this holiday, as I said, was very chill, and that was kind of the whole point of it. So I definitely just took the most of that and enjoyed reading my Kindle. So I hope you really enjoy these travel journal with me, as they are one of my favourite kind of videos to watch, and it's really good for me because it's kind of like a video diary from the holiday. I obviously have the travel journal spreads that I can look back on, but I can also go back and look on these videos so that I can see all of the footage that I've accumulated, and a bit of a visual diary for me that I can look back on. So this is the finished spread. I really like how it turned out, and I really like how all three kind of work together, but they're not all the same. So I hope you enjoyed watching this video today. You'll have to let me know which one of these spreads is your favourite. And if you've also visited Palma, I'd love to know what you did there or what you thought of it. And if you did enjoy, then make sure to like and subscribe so that you don't miss out on any future journal videos or travel journal videos. So yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.